Hey yo, Burna Boy, trash. Whiskey, trash. Davido, trash. Tiwa Savage, trash. Techno, trash. Rayma, trash. A-Rasta, trash. Afro beats, trash. Guess what? I'm a piano in the building. Holla. Hey yo, disclaimer. Please watch the video to the end, guys. Please watch the video to the end. Don't just watch 30 seconds, 1 minute, and then jump to your own conclusion. Please watch the entire video to the end. Holla. Disclaimer. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. Guys, in today's video, we're going to talk about the intricate details of Afrobeat versus Amapiano and why certain outcomes have been dictated the way they have been on the international stage. Now, for most people, we certainly disagree. I mean, I know there's been a lot of talk, a lot of fight about the award ceremonies in America and in Europe, right? Pertaining to Afrobeats losing out essentially, losing out to Tyler. You know what I mean? And yeah, we're going to get into that and find out the reasons why that is the case. Hence, hence, hence the intro at the beginning. So, this is the only video, or let me say, this is going to be the first video where I'm going to request that you watch it to the very end, right? Because I know some people, a lot of people actually, they like to just watch snippets of something or chop up videos and then make a decision and jump to a conclusion based on snippets that they watch. So, with this video, disclaimer, please watch to the very end. Don't jump to conclusions. That's my disclaimer. Watch to the very end, right? Holla. People, one thing cannot be denied, and that one thing is Afrobeat has carried the African continent for the longest of times, for the longest of years, for the longest time. Afrobeat has been putting Africa on the map. All credit due must go to Afrobeat because Afrobeat, for the longest of time, has exported more musical stars to the world than any other genre on the African continent. We cannot deny that. That is the absolute truth, and it's a fact. Okay, according to my research, and I don't know, I could be wrong on this, but Africa's first truly global superstar was Youssou N'Dour, right? Youssou N'Dour, I think, was from Senegal, and he was the first African artist to actually break through a ceiling, right? Because no other African artist had actually got to the level of Youssou N'Dour. Okay, after Youssou N'Dour came Akon, right? Of course, there was other people, but nah, they never reached the level of Youssou N'Dour. When Akon came, Akon totally broke into the stratosphere. So Africa's actual real global superstar is actually Akon because Akon was able to get into spaces and into rooms that Youssou N'Dour couldn't get into. Now, you could dispute that, but according to my research, that is a fact. So the real first global universal superstar from Africa is actually Akon, right? Okay, fast forward past Akon, then you get obviously your Burna Boys, your Whiskies, your Tiwa Savages, your Davidos, Rayma, Thames, who else? From Nigeria, I'm trying to think of another Nigerian. I'm living on someone. I'm living on one person. I know I'm living on one. Okay, can't remember where it is. But anyway, okay, cool. Then on the African side, no, South African side, down south, right? We had Black Coffee. Black Coffee is a DJ. And then we have Uncle Waffles, who's also a DJ, right? Before Tyler came, Black Coffee was the man to beat as a DJ. He is the DJ of all DJs at the present because he's like in the upper echelons. He's there. You understand what I mean? He broke through barriers when it comes to the DJ world. He's way, way up in the DJ world. Okay. But that's a totally different market, right? Now we're focusing on performing artists, right? So after after Akon, the next biggest global superstar is then Tyler. Burna Boy is big. Wizkid is big. Davido is big. Tiwa Savage is big. These people were signed to international record labels, but for some reason, these people they just they were not as big as Akon, and they are not as big as Tyler. There's just something going wrong there, right? Okay, let's fast forward now to okay. So Tyler is currently the biggest African artist in the world, right? So we're not going to dispute that. Okay, now why did I start this video by saying Afrobeat is trash? The real reason is this: at the American Music Awards, right? Was it American Music Awards? Or was it the MTV? Is it right? A Star, Davido, Burna Boy, I think who else? Ashake, right? Ashake. Oh, there's the other person that I missed out the first time. It's Ashake. Ashake, right? These people, 4 or 5 Nigerians, pitted against one South African artist, and that one African artist beat them out to the I think it's the music the is it the BET Awards. I think she won BET Music Awards, the African Music Awards, and the EMAs. I think she beat them all out in those, right? So much respect goes to Tyler for winning on those 3 awards where she beat out all the Nigerian artists. Okay, which even she herself said was totally unfair because she is not an Afrobeat artist, but they put her in that category. Now, this becomes my argument. Okay, if Tyler can beat Afrobeat artists at Afrobeat and she doesn't even do Afrobeat, what if she actually did Afrobeat? Will she actually beat the Afrobeat artists at their own game? That's the thing. Eh, that remains to be seen, right? But I don't think she would because she's not an Afrobeat artist, so she can't do what the Afrobeat artists do. Okay, so what does this do? These awards have put Tyler on the map. They've put South Africa on the map. They've put Amapiano on the map. And they've also showcased a little bit of what Bacardi music is, right? Which is a fusion of a whole lot of other genres, including Afrobeats. Right. So we've got that out of the way, right? So we now know that Afrobeat is trash. But now, listen to this. The only thing that really sucks is not Afrobeats. There's nothing wrong with Afrobeats. The problem is the Europeans and the American music organizations that class every African artist under one genre. And another thing that must come to light is there something, the same reason that is stifling Afrobeats is the same reason that is stifling dancehall music. Now, dancehall music has been bubbling for a very long time in Jamaica and throughout the world. Are you telling me artists like Shabba Ranks, artists like Buju Banton, artists like Vibes Cartel, Alkaline, Popcorn, are you telling me all these artists cannot break through to that ceiling that Shabba Ranks was able to get through? But even though Shabba Ranks was the first global dancehall artist, right? But for some reason, dancehall is still struggling. And why is that the reason? Next, we're going to get into it. You know what we do, right? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Guys, come on, you know we family, right? Holla. Okay, so people, now remember, I said Afrobeats is trash. Remember those words, right? Afrobeat is trash. Okay. Now, like I said earlier on, the positives first, right? Positives of the positives, the positives, the positives of, oh, the positives of Tyler winning those three awards. So it's the MTV African Newcomer Award, it's the EMA. There's another one. She won three. I know she won three. European. It's the European. There's the EMAs, the MTV, and I think the BET. Yeah, she won the three. So she won over the Afrobeats artist, right? Okay. So remember, I said Afrobeat is trash. Remember that, right? Afrobeat is trash. Always have that in your mind that Afrobeat is trash. Okay, cool. Now, I said the positives. Tyler winning puts Amapiano on the map. It puts Tyler herself on the map, and it put Afrobeats somehow also on the map, even though she doesn't do Afrobeats really. And it put Africa on the map, even though it's in its own category. You know what I mean? It's not like putting Africa on the map with them competing directly with the European and American people. So I don't see how an African category puts Africa on the map if it's only meant with African artists. So I don't see where how they put Africa on the map. But anyway, let's just say those are the positives, right? Next, we get into the negatives. Into the negatives. Holla. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holla. People, according to my research, right? The International Music Awards are totally biased, right? And I would think they're biased on racial lines. To be honest with you, I really think so. Hence the introduction by saying Afrobeat is trash. Do you know how long Afrobeat has been dominating the African landscape? Do you know how many international acts and artists that Afrobeat has actually churned out from Nigeria? Do you know how many Do you know how much of an impact Afrobeat has had on the world, on the global stage? Do you know how Afrobeat has carried Africa to the world? Do you know how far reaching Afrobeat is? And as a genre, Afrobeat hasn't totally reached the heights that it's supposed to. Now ask yourself this question: why is that the case? How can a genre that's been in existence for over 30 years not able as a genre, not able to break into the stratosphere like how hip hop has, like how R&B has, like how reggae music has, like how I think K-pop now, K-pop, yeah, and I think even reggaeton, reggaeton. So why is dancehall music? Why is dancehall music and Afrobeat music not reaching those same heights? Now, this is what I'm telling you now. Remember I said to you it's biased, right? Okay, look at it like this. Afrobeats, Afrobeats is missing the same thing that dancehall music is missing. And that one thing is color. You see, you may not agree with me on this, but trust me when I tell you this. Dancehall has been bubbling under for a very long time, since the days of, let's say, Shabba Ranks, right? Shabba Ranks broke through the stratosphere, but dancehall didn't. Sean Paul, no, Shaggy. Shaggy came before Sean Paul. He broke through the stratosphere. Sean Paul, many artists came after Shaggy, and they couldn't reach the stratosphere. Sean Paul came, and he broke through the stratosphere. Now look at it. Now listen to what I'm saying. When it comes to dancehall music, Shabba Ranks broke through the stratosphere. Shaggy broke through the stratosphere. Sean Paul broke through the stratosphere. That's a genre, and only three out of an entire genre, only three artists managed to break through the stratosphere. Now, I'm not saying everybody should, but as a genre, the genre should break into the stratosphere by now, right? But it hasn't. Okay. Now, why is that the case? Why am I pointing out these obvious things to you? Because the international market looks closely to those that resemble or that they can identify with. So, like I said to you, Shaggy and Sean Paul, those are the two main artists that carry dancehall into the stratosphere. Although Shabba Ranks is the one that actually broke through that barrier, but it's Shaggy and Sean Paul that carry their genre to this very day. They are the two biggest artists that have blown up with this dancehall music. What is Afrobeats missing? Afrobeat is missing a Shaggy or a Sean Paul lookalike. Right? Now, Judena into Judena. Judena Judena was the hope that could have taken Afrobeats to the next level. And Afrobeats actually needs more of Judena type looking people. That is what that is what Afrobeats needs to break into the stratosphere. Like reggae music did. You know, the real reason why reggae broke through, I feel, is because if you go back to the history of Bob Marley and the Wailers, right? They went over to the UK, according to the documentary I watched, right? And they signed with Island Records, which was owned by Chris Blackwell. He was the manager of like the Rolling Stones and some other rock bands in the UK. He gave them the first initial funding of about £4,000, which apparently was a lot back in those days, right? £4,000 was a lot back in the days. And he said he wasn't going to see them. Well, actually, he believed that he was not going to see them again and that the money was gone. But he was surprised when they actually came back to him with a recorded album. And what he did do, he started to market them like he did the Rolling Stones and the other rock bands that he had. And that's what made reggae music actually blow up was because of Chris Blackwell and Island Records pushing Bob Marley and the Wailers like he pushed the rock bands. You get it? Okay, so there was white backing. Get it, get it, get it, get it. So we come back now to Afrobeats. What is lacking? White backing, white front men and women. If Afrobeats could have a more diverse mixed race, white uh, performance, I promise you, Afrobeat would grow beyond where it is now because now it's at the ceiling and it cannot go beyond where it is now. You understand what I mean? Simply because based on race. I promise you that it's the same thing that is stifling a lot of dance hall artists. Talent is there. We cannot deny the talent. The talent is there. Afrobeat, talented artists. Dancehall artists, very talented. But what is lacking? Why do a select few? And look at the select few that actually break through. It's ones that look a certain type. Ah, it's almost like in music, right? Like in movies, right? Leading man will never, the leading man in a, or the lead actor or the main character in a movie will never be your dark skin, you're super black, you're not so handsome, you're for you to be a leading man as a black man, you've got to be good looking, you've got to have a great physique, you've got to be I mean, look at Adam Sandler for example. Adam Sandler, he doesn't have those leading man qualities, but hey, he's even some of the biggest, he's part and parcel of the biggest names in Hollywood. You know what I mean? That could never be. I mean, look at Denzel Washington. You can't compare. I mean, it's Adam Sandler is not one, but he was once Hollywood's most powerful man. You know what I'm saying? To get a Will Smith, you know what I mean? Denzel Washington, Will Smith, you know what I mean? You can see that you're not your typical looking, you're like your Bernie Macs and your Martin Lawrence's. Those couldn't really make it to be leading men in Hollywood, right? But if you look at Michael Douglas, you look at Adam Sandler, you look at just average Joes, they make it. So what I'm basically saying is it comes back to the music side, right? Afrobeat needs color. It needs mixed race people. It needs white people to push the genre. Then it will be noticed. Why do you think before Tyler, I'm a piano. Tyler's not the first I'm a piano artist. I mean, Tyler came like now, right? But look at it from a race type, from a race point of view, right? From a race perspective, right? Why out of all the other people that came before Tyler, why didn't they break through? Even though they were just as talented, if not even more talented than Tyler. But why Tyler? Why? I promise you, it comes down to race. It may not seem like it may not feel like it, but at the end of it all, I promise you, it comes down to that. That is exactly what it is. Now, a lot of people may disagree with me on this. I promise you, they might disagree with me on this. But I dare, uh, I dare anyone who can challenge me on this to say, name me one genre that has only, only super black Africans or super black Caribbeans that genre is blown up to make it into the world of into the stratosphere. Name me just one genre that just has no mixed race people in it, no white people in it, that only has black people in, and that come to South Africa. Most African traditional music doesn't even make it global. Why? I mean, there's a bakanga, there's this music from Swahili music. There's I don't know, there's Shona artists, there's Zulu artists. There's why don't they break through? Why not? Comes down to race, and that is what I'm saying. From a global music perspective, the organizers of these big events and trophy, they just see Afrobeats, dancehall as trash because there is no one that looks like them, that represents them. So therefore, it is trash. They are willing to push an artist here and there, and that's how Shabba Ranks got into the door because they pushed the artist, they didn't push the genre. They only pushed the artist. Shabba Ranks looked opposite from what they wanted, but he had the talent, he had the gift, and that's what they wanted. They knew they could have made money off of that, so that's what they're pushing. They were pushing the artist. They did not push the genre. Same like what they did with Shaggy, same like what they did with Sean Paul. They look like them, they were this, so they accepted them. That is what I'm saying. Afrobeat is seen as trash, just like dancehall music is seen as trash because it lacks color. Let me know what you think about this topic, guys. Am I right on the money or did I miss it totally? Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holla.